Always great catching up with my next guest, Curtis Blaydes, who has a fight. He's a main event, going to be taking on Chris Daukaus, UFC Fight Night, March 26th. Curtis, how's it going, man?
I'm going well, man. How are you?
Doing great. You and I tried to do an interview, I think a week or two ago, but you had to go to a wedding. Tell me about that, because I know that's not something you probably expected during fight camp.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was at a resort down in Cancun, so we had to buy the tickets like almost a year ago. So yeah, it's impossible to like predict when you're gonna be in a camp or anything like that. So we knew it was a risk, but really the main person it was about was Austin, and I was just happy that he didn't have to be in a fight camp. He got to enjoy and drink. I wasn't able to do any drinking or really eating all the good food down there. I still have to work out because my coach, Vinny, he was the one that actually officiated the wedding.
Oh, did he really? Oh, interesting.
Yeah. He's like ordained. He did it for Neil also. He married
Neil and his wife. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was happy to be a part of the wedding. Happy it worked out, and I'm just really happy for Austin and his wife.
That's great. And that's Austin Hubbard, right? Your good buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. Okay, how crazy is this? So you went to Cancun, what was it, Friday to Monday, right? If I'm not mistaken?
Yeah.
Okay, so I went to Cancun on Tuesday, so I just missed you. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have seen you because I was at a kids resort, but still, that's a crazy coincidence. The weather was great, so definitely better than what I'm getting back home here. But let's talk about Chris Daukaus. I know this is a replacement main event. It was supposed to be Jan Blachowicz and Rakic, and of course, that fight, I don't know what's going on with that. But when did you find out about this fight? Because we did an interview, I want to say like a week or two before, and then here you are with this main event.
Yeah, I found out probably February 18th. Maybe on my birthday, yeah. And like I always tell you, my game plan is universal. It works for everyone. So we haven't really had to be that specific. Just being conditioned and working on things I do best.
Yeah, no, very, very well said. So it's Chris Daukaus. It's not Cyril Gane. I know Gane was a fight that you wanted. Was that ever discussed at all, or is he taking time off? Did you hear any update on him potentially?
No, we didn't really hear anything back, but we had to. You got to ask. So we knew he would most likely be wanting a break, and I didn't want to wait until June or July to fight. So
yeah. No, that makes sense for sure. Something else that's happened since the last time we spoke, we had that Derek Lewis and Tai Tuivasa fight. Were you surprised to see Tai go out there and knock out Derek Lewis? Because you obviously fought him too.
I wasn't surprised because Derek Lewis, he's going to give you the opportunity to do it. That's the good thing about how he fights. He's very offensive, very aggressive. So, and usually guys that are that heavy offensively, they don't have the best defensive techniques, and that was exposed. But in order for it to be exposed, Tuivasa had to eat a lot of heavy shots, and like that's not something you can really depend on. Like he probably believes in it, but you never know. Like, I believe I also have a good jaw, but yeah, things happen. So,
yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I wasn't as surprised that he knocked him out. I was more surprised that Derek Lewis went for a takedown. I was very surprising.
Yeah, and now we're hearing some rumors about Tai and apparently Stipe next. Do you think that fight will happen? Because I kind of have a theory, and I want to hear it from you because you have the same manager as Stipe. I don't think Stipe will come back unless it's for a title. Like I can't see him fighting a Tai Tuivasa. What do you make of that?
I think it's really up to him. Like, is he willing to just continue to wait? Because he can do that. But if he wants to be active, I think it's a good fight. I think he wins it. I think it reminds the fans that like he hasn't gone anywhere. He just been on the silence, but he's just as talented as he was a year ago or whenever we last watched him.
No, I agree with that. And where do you think that leaves Cyril Gahn? Because obviously everyone's pretty much matched up in that sort of top thing. Do you think they'll just wait to see one of the results from some of the fights? Because
Yeah,
I mean, he's pretty. Yeah, because I think like right now everyone's booked up.
I think they'll give him the option because he was very active. He's always in his career. He's seemed like he's in a company man. So I think they'll grant him the benefit of like picking like, do you want this guy? Do you want this guy?
So you're taking on Chris Daukaus. It's actually interesting. You guys have almost the same amount of fights. How do you feel like you match up against him here?
I know he's a good boxer. I know he's very orthodox. He doesn't do a lot of crazy techniques. He believes in his the basics, which is something I also believe in. I know he's very good at jiu-jitsu. And how do I match up with him? I believe I'm the bigger. I'm faster. I think I'm more explosive, and obviously I believe I'm the better grappler.
Okay, I like that. Is your dad still going to be rooting for you? Because Chris used to be a cop, and your dad's a police officer, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, hey, you ask him, he's always going to root for me over anybody.
Figured as much. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Anything different for training camp right now? Who you mainly been working with leading into this fight?
The one major difference is I haven't had Zach Kalunga. He's on the Ultimate Fighter right now, and he left like beginning of February, so he's been on the majority. But I've been bringing in a heavyweight boxer. He's a local guy, but he's very big, and he's a very good boxer. I've been doing the majority of my rounds with him.
Okay, well, that's good. And no Overeem in camp, or where's he these days? Is he back home?
No, he's out in Europe still, enjoying his best life.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, don't blame him for that one. And then in terms of your corner, is it going to be pretty much the same like it usually is? I think usually you have Cody Donovan. Who's going to be in your corner for this one?
Cody Donovan, Vinny Lopez. I won't have Zach because he'll be. I think he gets home the week before, so I know he wants to spend time with his family and whatnot. And I'm gonna bring in Austin.
Oh, awesome. That's good. Yeah, familiar face there, which is great. I know you feel like you're going to get your hand raised. How do you envision the fight playing out, especially with the fact that, this is a 5-round main event?
I win the first 2 rounds. I put the pressure on him. He has to open up, and I'm able to catch him on the feet.
Okay.
So I believe I get the finish.
Love it. That's good. And how much do you think that, you've had 5-round experience before? How much of a benefit is that, just having, and even the level of opposition you fought? Like Chris was only in the UFC just a few years ago. You've been a mainstay in the UFC for a couple of years now. How much will that be a factor in the fight?
I think I can only speak for myself. I think already having a 5-round fight that actually went the distance, I know how to pace myself. I know when to turn it on and when to pull back a bit. I know, and also in terms of opponents we've had, I've gone against some highly touted strikers from Archon to Alistair to Junior Dos Santos. So I feel very comfortable on my feet. I feel like my striking's only gotten better over the years. Like, I've been in the UFC now for 6 years, and it's been constant growth.
Obviously, Daukaus, a really big up-and-comer and all that. A win here, especially a finish, does that kind of put you, getting in that contender spot again? I mean, you're kind of already there, but we've talked about this. Like, you've fought pretty much everyone in the division so far. So, other than Cyril Gahn,
I think a finish or a win, either way, as long as it's exciting, I think it keeps me right where I am. Like, I believe I already am a top contender. I'm up there with Stipe and Khan and even Tuivasa. I know he just got into the top 5, but he earned it. He deserved it. And I believe I also deserve to be with those guys. So I think a win, regardless, it only
solidifies your case. Yeah.
Well, we already know.
For sure.
So,
Yeah, you are a contender. What am I talking about? I just meant like, you get this, it adds even more clout because obviously you fought, more recently and all that. So that definitely helps. And it's a main event, which is always nice too. We haven't, I don't think, spoken since, we did speak after Francis obviously defeated Cyril Gahn. Do you see any resolution here? Because it's a weird scenario in the division right now with the fact that he's got to go, obviously, take care of his injury, and then he's got to re-sign with the UFC and figure that out. Do you think we'll see Francis this year, or do you think this is going to be a stalemate?
yeah, I think it's a stalemate. I think Ngannou, he's earning a lot of money, which means he doesn't have the financial pressure of like, oh, I need to hurry up and get back in there. So I think as long as he doesn't blow through all the money he's earned, I think he can also continue to earn with the sponsorships and all that. So I think he's not going to be back this year. And why rush? You just defended the belt. You have a legitimate injury. It's not like just a bruise. Like, you have a legitimate injury in your knee, and he's older. He's 36. You got to take care of your bodies. So yeah, I think he's not a rush.
And then obviously, another name that's always been linked to your division, Jon Jones. We haven't heard anything about him at all. I mean, we're in March now. I don't know what's happening. The only thing, and I don't mean to say this disrespectfully, I guess the only update we've had is that his wife has left him. What do you think is like going to happen here with Jones? Because we haven't heard a peep.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. How does Dana White, like, does he want him to fight? Does he feel like he needs Jon Jones? I believe Dana White is at the point where he's like, I need to prepare for life after
Jon Jones,
Jones anyway. So why not begin right now? I don't think I don't think Francis is in a hurry. I don't think Dana's in a hurry to give Jon a fight. I don't think he really cares that much.
Yeah, and it's been a while since Jon's fought anyways, and they have to put these cards on, so I think kind of more truth to what you're saying there. Something that's, obviously been in the news, I think it's died down a bit, but we haven't spoken since it happened. This whole thing with Joe Rogan, I know Joe's called a bunch of your fights. Obviously, there's some stuff he said that, doesn't look very good. What was your reaction to just, the whole sort of backlash to the Joe Rogan controversy?
I believe it was a bit of like overkill. I think everyone wants to show how woke they are, and it's admirable. Like, I get it, but like sometimes it's not that big of a deal. Like, I don't want Joe Rogan or really any Caucasians to use the N-word, but I know it happens, and I know some people use it the same way I would use it, like as a term of endearment, or they're just saying it off a rap song. I get that. It's all about how you say it. Like, are you intending on hurting my feelings? That's a whole nother case.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that was him. I think he was just using the word. He shouldn't use the word again. Like, I don't think he should be using it, but I don't think he intends. I don't think he's a racist, and I don't think he was intending on hurting anyone's feelings. So I'm not angry.
Okay.
I still like Joe Rogan.
Cain Velasquez, what a wild story this is. I mean, this just happened, last week or, week before with everything that's gone on. Just a reaction to, what's happened to him and potentially facing a lot of time in prison.
It sucks. I wish his daughter hadn't been harmed. I wish the system had done a better job of monitoring a guy, because I heard he already had like past offenses like this, so they should have already been like on him. And I wish Cain had. I get it, because I have a daughter. I get it. I would I would spaz, but I wish he hadn't done it, because I know everyone's like, free Cain. He shouldn't go to jail, and I believe that. Like morally, like, I believe he was in the right, but like, we have laws in America, just like you have laws in Canada. Like, he has to get some type of time. You can't just be like, okay, you're free. I wouldn't be angry if they did that. I don't think that's going to happen. So
yeah. Well, and the other issue, I mean, not that it makes it any better, but he shot the wrong guy, right? Like he didn't even shoot the person that did it. So that you're 0 for 2 there, right? In terms of decisions. So, but like I said, I mean, we're both dads here. I mean, it's horrific to hear what happened. You know,
I get the anger. I wish he had better people around him who would be like, "Yo, I get it, but you can't. You can't. You need somebody to hold him down." I know he's a big guy. I know he's an ex UFC heavyweight champion, but someone has to get into a fist fight with him in order to stop him from doing this. If that's your homie, you got to do it.
Yeah, no, well said. One name I always bring up on here with our interviews, because we both know him, is Dominic Reyes. I haven't heard anything about him. I know he's been off for a while. He wanted to take time off. Have you heard anything about when he might get back in there? Because I figured by now we would have heard something.
I haven't heard anything. I haven't spoken to him. He was actually in Cancun the week before I was.
Oh, really? So there's something in the water here. We're all going to Cancun. This is crazy.
So that was the last time I heard from him. So it's been like almost a month. No, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was just curious if you heard anything, because obviously you're pretty close with them. Curtis, thanks so much for doing this, man. Always appreciate it. UFC Fight Night, March 26th, main event. Can't wait for it. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
I'd like to thank my gym, Team Elevation, as always, Vinny Lopez, Cody Donovan, all my sparring partners. I don't really have any sponsors right now, so I'm looking for sponsors, but that's enough right now.
Make sure to subscribe to the Low Kick MMA YouTube channel for all the latest news, event previews, and interviews with some of the biggest stars in MMA.